Claude Sonnet 4.5 is there, and it has actually even more advanced coding features. And this is what Anthropic is mentioning, but also we notice the power of Claude in coding by seeing its presence in VS Code, its presence also in vibe coding applications like Bolt. Most of them are using actually Claude Code. Today, I decided to make a vibe coding video, but we will do this together. So I will build actually a feature in an actual app, which I built 3 months ago. It's the lead qualification agent built with code. And we will see an actual app, how it's working. So we see the engineering part of an app and also how Claude will build a RAG system for that, Retrieval Augmented Generation. So the main agentic application that I build actually is to do the lead qualification. So to talk to customers when they come in, qualify them, see how big the customer is, how qualified it is to work with in the future, also capture the information and classify it in the database, but also to send notification about the customer and the details about the name, the email, the phone. So let's jump into that. First, let's check what this lead qualification app is all about. It's a lead qualification system for an AI agency that was built in the goal to qualify customers. So whenever someone is talking to the chatbot here, he will give information about himself, his company. This information will be captured by the chatbot, but he will also ask more questions to qualify, to see if the customer has enough budget, for example, if it's a big company, enterprise customer, or a mid-sized customer, or a small company. All of this information will be captured. And then this lead information will be stored in a database in the backend, and it will be available for me. So I will also get a notification as a person who has the responsibility to follow up with this lead, right? This is the goal here that I highlighted here. So all the documentation that you see in this video, you will get it by the end. So please just focus on the process, understand what an app is, how it was built, and what the features that we will try to add today with Claude Code. Just don't get stuck into reading through everything. You can, of course, take notes, but you will get the files anyway. So the backend is where we are building the logic of the application, the configuration, the files that tell the system actually how things interact together, where there is the integration, calling an API from here and from there to post something, etc. And I am using Python actually in the whole thing, so only Python libraries in the code, and we will see it later. And there is also this agents SDK from OpenAI that I used in order to bring in the agent capabilities. So through the Responses API, which is actually the API to just talk to ChatGPT from your own application or your own code without the need to going into ChatGPT and tapping something there. I'm tapping something just from my code. That's it. And then there is the database. Of course, this is also an important part of the app. This is where I will be storing the lead information that I'm capturing. And I hope also it will be somehow used for the RAG system later, but let's see. So I will keep that part for Claude. But right now, what this lead qualification agent is doing, I hope it's clear for you. So we have the database to capture the lead. We have the backend, which is the logic. And then finally, the front end, which is where I'm using Streamlit here, which is where we will interact with the app, right? So how it looks like. So this is the web app or mobile app, it can be as well. And this is how I will interact with it. So you can see the snippet here of the capture on the top. This is the lead qualification system, and this is where I will interact with it. So I'm coming here now to show you the VS Code, how it looks like, that built this whole app. And actually, this shouldn't be this way that the application is built, right? So you see the files here. They are there is configuration files, as we saw. This is the backend of the app, so all the coding thing that will make it run. And the interaction of those files together should make the app running. But it should be modular. So when I'm talking about modularity, this is where we build modules, not just one big app file like I'm doing here. It's just for easiness of talking with Claude. So I can copy paste the whole file and ask Claude to figure out how we can interact or a new feature to that application, but it shouldn't be this way. Anyways, this app.py, this is where I will find all the applications and all the configuration files, the connection, the database functions. I can also find the email functions, and the agent tools function. So how I call the agent and how I also prompted the agent. And this is actually like how I created the agent. It's like calling the SDK of OpenAI and using it. And then I'm giving just a prompt, like we are doing in the chat of ChatGPT, saying you are an enterprise sales specialist handling high value enterprise leads. And this is for leads who are enterprise big customers. It will be then this agent that will take over. So it's like an agentic system. It's not just one prompt that manages, but in this prompt, I'm saying, you are enterprise sales. If the customer is big, then you will interact with it. Here, the small and medium businesses, you are for small, medium businesses, and you are for individual customers who just want a specific thing. So this agentic definition is the essence of how my agent will interact, right, with the customers. And here I'm saying you are the lead qualifier now, and you are the one who will qualify first before that, like the other agents take over, like the enterprise, small and medium business or individual. And here you are greeting the leads professionally, talking to them, and you are making sure you get this information from them. And once you get that information clear, you will then hand over based on that information to the enterprise, agent, small, medium business, or individual. I don't want to overcomplexify things, but this is really like the whole coding thing. And even Streamlit, we also set it up here. And again, I am giving away all of this code as well. So don't just get too intimidated by it. If you want to understand it as well, you can just interact with Claude, with ChatGPT, and ask it what it's all about and how was all of this put together. I just want to focus more on vibe coding. So understanding a little bit of this code is important for that, because I already posted this into Claude. But first, I wanted to go with you around this application. So I will refresh it. So it opens. It's not opening because I need to run it actually from here. This is the terminal on the bottom. So this is where I ask for instructions to interact with the code to execute something. And now I will ask to run the app. So Streamlit run app.py. This is how it runs. When I do that, I should have like a local host. Okay, it's running. Okay, now we have the app that opened. It's actually local, right? I didn't really deploy it somewhere. It's not the goal here, but it's checking actually based on some, let's say, instructions that I gave already in the code, if it's connected to the database, if it's the API of OpenAI is configured, if it's already having access to my email to send a notification. And it seems like it's working fine. Now I will just come here and I will say that I am someone that owns a real estate agency, and I am interested into having some AI agents in my company to help me with content creation. So I'm mentioning some information about the lead, and I will just send that information here. Okay. The goal of the lead qualification system is really to think through that with ChatGPT in the loop and come back with an answer. So thank you for reaching out, Sam. I'd be happy to help you with your interest in an AI agent for your real estate, etc. So to ensure we connect you with the right specialist, can you confirm these details? Okay. So your role, I would say I'm the CEO. Company, yes, is Solvents Estate. Email is sam@gmail.com, and phone is, say, 124, anything. Once I do that, I will just send it and then wait. So let's see how it will answer me. Oh, it is mentioned the platform here, but let's see if it's already moving forward. Okay, it accepted it. Thank you, Sam. I have all your details. Your information is being forwarded. Is there any particular type of content? Yeah, Facebook content. Anyways, so I'm not sure if it has been already. Yeah, it has been already, I think, stored in the database. So here I see like Oven Estate company now. It wasn't there before. That's great. With the phone that I just entered as well. And that's it. Well, I already want to finish the conversation here because the lead is captured. So I should also have received an email. When I check my Gmail, I see it. It's here. So new SMB lead, some ovens. When I enter it, I will see the information, new SMB lead, normal priority. There is some ovens from ovens state. SMB because it's small, medium business was identified because of his revenue and some details also that he's capturing. So this all was captured and filtered by, of course, the interaction with ChatGPT, but also with all the functions, the regular expressions, etc. So that is written in the code. This was the notification. This is how it will interact with the customer. I will now go to Claude, actually, and try to enhance this lead qualification system. So I will take all the code that I wrote here in one block and go to Claude. And this is where here, rack system. And I already posted it, actually, and started interacting with Claude just to reduce the time of the session. I didn't want to start from scratch, just to save you also some time and focus on what's important, which is if the app is working or not, because I didn't really try it. So I wrote the prompt here and I asked it to specifically use FICE CPU, because if I run the GPU in my laptop, it will be very difficult. So just to explain a little bit, so the Retrieval Augmented Generation system will retrieve some information from a database and actually put it in a vector database. And this is like the FICE thing. We'll have like the similarity search classification of all the documentation I have. And it will be able to label this or group the similar meanings of things together and give it out in the prompt. So it will be able to also give this to the agent or to the system I'm using here and give that information precisely when the user is asking for it. Will look for the most relevant thing in the vector database and come back with it. Instead that the agent or the ChatGPT is looking into my whole database of documents each time, which consumes a lot of tokens, this Retrieval Augmented Generation will help me to just make it more lean and to get the exact information I need. So this is why you maybe heard a lot about Retrieval Augmented Generation. And this is why actually it's quite a big deal in the AI space today. I asked it to create it based on that framework, and it will add also the possibility to upload some documents, read through them and classify the information inside, and make sure to please generate the full block of code again with the RAG system incorporated into it. That's what I asked for. It's quite a complex task, actually, but because Claude is quite advanced in this field, it understands contextually much better also with this Sonnet 4.5. So this is my expectation, that it gives me something that is working. And when I did all of that, it actually gave me this code here to the right that you see. So it was like generating it based on my prompt and based on all the code I just copy pasted from VS Code. It gave me all of the details, and it included import FICE in the code, if you see it. So FICE is like the Facebook similarity search, and this is what I'm using as my RAG system. So now I interacted with it a little bit, and we have here some information like what was added. I have the env file, what it should also have, and then how I can run the agent. But first, I think I need also to install the FICE CPU. Otherwise, I will not be able to execute this. So let me install this. Okay. I think two things need to be installed in order that the rack system can work, because also the storage, there is some storage actually that can be used already by the FICE open source from Facebook. And now I'm adding a file actually, and this is how I created the app.py, app2.py. I just copied the code generated by Claude where he said he enhanced my application. I trust him. So I put everything here. Now I have like 994 lines of code. But there is something wrong with it, I think. I'm not sure. Okay, because maybe it's not understanding what 5 is. Yeah. Now I would just copy paste that, right? What pip install files in VS Code. Before executing it, it will take some time, I think. So let's wait for it a little bit. This is what Claude asked me to install before running. So once it's finished, now I can, yeah, it is cleared. So it understands there is a RAG system. I will now run the app like I did before. Okay, so now I'm running the second app. I just copy pasted from Claude. So Streamlit app run 2.py. Let's see what will happen. Okay, there is some error that I will copy. Now we are getting to vibe coding. So there is an error that I need to get rid of. I'm coming back to Claude and saying, I just tried to run the app and had this error. Just literally copy pasting that to see what's not working. Okay, it's making some adjustments, I guess, because it's now version 6, latest. Now try running the app again. Okay, I will take that again. Well, I guess also there is some maybe missing code here because I see try except without something after that, and I see it in red in my code. Okay, in the code generated, I see it ends with process uploaded file, but it's not a complete function from what I see. Let's see if I'm right, because I have the gut feeling that this function is not really complete. Okay, it's not. So it's rewriting everything from scratch. Nice. Well, this is the power actually of vibe coding. Anyways, it's really powerful. It helps, and it has great context because it's updating things. I will need to wait a little bit for that, I guess. So I'm waiting. Okay, now we got to the function. Nice. I think it completed it now. Let's copy, go back to VS Code, and paste in this app2 file. Okay, now I'll try to run it again. So my Claude code is still running, and I have been trying to test several times, at least 6 times, and the code didn't really work. Actually, I'm asking for quite a complex task, so it's understandable. But still, I wanted really to be like doing that live with you guys, just to not hide what is behind vibe coding, actually, because vibe coding is not always as easy as people are advertising it for, right? This is the real ugly face of vibe coding. Now I will do streamlit run app2.py. Let's see what will happen. It's not working. There is still an error. Well, that's interesting. I just mentioned that I have an error, and Claude Code actually told me that there is something corrupted with my file, and it means that app2.py, this one, it's asking me to copy paste the lines where the error is appearing. So let's first check what will happen if I delete my current app.py file completely and open it. So create a new one. Let's say app2.py or 3.py. Let's see if this can work. Actually, I will copy the whole thing from here, as it also advised me to do. Now I have it. And if I do like the run 3.py, there is something happening. At least this time it's really trying to open it. An error, but Streamlit app is stuck in blank page. Okay, now it's rewriting a simplified version because I had a blank page. It's a different error, so I don't have an error message this time, somehow. I will close the app again while waiting for Claude Code to write his thing. So 12 versions now, right? So we need to keep up with how many versions we are doing, but actually, yeah, this is nothing. I have been doing this video like for an hour or so, even though I didn't share like every minute of it because it's quite long. It might be also boring maybe at some point, but yeah, this is vibe coding. I mean, it's just not what they say it is, right? It's identifying the errors, trying to fix it, and trying also to come with the right response, giving the right context, so it knows what to do next. We need to keep an eye on it because sometimes it stops and it asks you to press continue because of the window, like the context length, but it will keep the context. I will copy this from here like that and bring it here. App 3. Now I will run again. So I have a new simplified code, as Claude said. Streamlit run app3.py. Okay, it's running something. At least this looks better. This looks great. Okay, there is now a knowledge base, documents and chunks. Guys, that's amazing. It really worked, actually. I will just drop a file here. So I will come with my business plan, which I downloaded here, which is a company like specialized in digital, like AI automation services and AI agents. Then I will test the search. Let's say I test a query. Okay. So it has a chunking strategy as well. So actually a retrieval augmented generation system. Of course, there is the vector database, which actually Vice provides here out of the box, like a small one, where I can upload the file, but it's limited to 200 megabytes per file, which is already a good size, actually, because each file will get chunked into chunks then. So the document, let's say there is 16 pages, and I have like 20 pages here in my business plan document, where I talk about like the company, what we have, what I'm offering, etc. So it has like some information about what I'm offering. So I can maybe answer, I can test here the query. So what kind of agents, AI service, I would say, are you offering? So it will check it, I guess, search, no result. A value-based service offering. Wow, there is process file that I didn't click. I guess I needed to click actually on process files. Okay. Which is now processed. Drag added, my business to index. Okay. So it was saved with index. So I get these logs here are also magic, right? So for someone who is like in the backend, I don't see like my customer seeing this if I'm deploying an agent for him, but it's also important to have a system in the backend while monitoring these things to see what's really happening. So because this document was actually decomposed into 47 chunks. It means like small paragraphs, let's say, based on the similarity search it has found inside the document. So this is like the high dimensional vectors or the high dimensional coordinates of the similar meanings that are grouped together. That's it. So process file, there was something processed, and now if I say search, maybe it will come with something. So there is scoring system as well. Okay, let's change the query. What AI services do you offer? Using AI with clarity if you want to stop overthinking AI and start using it to win back your time. Generative AI chatbots. Democratization of AI in my YouTube channel. Software pre-sales engineer. So it's also like these chunks are quite interesting because it's taking some text from different places and it's trying to put that into, so together, grouping it into a meaningful thing, right? Okay, this one is the best, I think. With this lowest score, I see there is the offer name. What AI services do you offer? There is client flow AI, smart systems for services, etc. Yeah, this is actually my offering, so it came with it. But it wasn't like the highest score, which maybe optimize. Anyways, let's now ask it here. What AI services do you offer? Will it look into the database? I guess yes. And will it look into this, do some retrieval augmented generation? I'm not sure, but let's see. Okay. Now it's ChatGPT that is answering. Fast response package, client flow AI. So it's actually picking information from the backend. Qualified lead packages. Wow. Generative AI, machine learning. This is quite amazing because it took my technical expertise together with a fast response package, like what are the packages that I'm planning to offer with investment, etc. So it can definitely be optimized if the documents, like there are several documents and each document is focused on something separately and we have the whole chunks together. So it's quite a big thing, right? It already added a lot of value to my system, I think. Now that we have done it, back to Claude to see how many tries we went through in order to come with this RAG system in our application. And actually version 13, it means there have been 13 tries. I did it like 4 times before making the video, and then together I just did a lot of times and didn't show everything, but each time I encountered an error, I just showed you like the different errors I encountered each time. Feel free to subscribe. So you will find the resources in the description, of course, as I said, and I hope this was valuable for you to understand more how vibe coding really works and how an app actually works in general. And yeah, thank you very much. If you're interested in more deep dive into that or to understand more things about app creation, please let me know in the comments, and I'm looking forward to meet you again. See you.